Hello, I am Xarkun, this is World of Warships Legends, and today I've got a domination mode battle for you on the map Crash Zone. I'm in my very favorite ship in the game, the premium Tier 6 British battleship HMS Nelson, and I did play this game on my most recent Friday night stream. I believe I called it Planet of the Potatoes, so if you were watching that stream, you probably know how this game ends. But the benefit of going back and looking over a game I played on stream is I get to notice stuff that I didn't necessarily notice while I was playing the game. Obviously, when I'm streaming, I'm doing a lot of different things at the same time. Number one, I'm trying to play the game in such a way where I don't absolutely potato, which is much easier said than done. A lot of that involves looking at the map, but when I'm streaming, I'm probably not looking at the map as often as I should be, because I'm also looking at the chat and interacting with that. It's basically the whole reason I like streaming, is because I like the back and forth between the chat on the stream and me responding to it, and I also like doing the count-ins so that you guys can get in the same games as me, and, we can play together. But all of that means that I'm not necessarily watching the map as well as I should be. So it's nice to go back like this and sort of see what happened. Now, the Nelson, as I've said, it's my favorite ship. It's also my most played ship, and I've featured it in a lot of videos on my channel. It's probably, if I had to guess, my most featured ship. So I don't want to spam you with Nelson videos. I only want to show you really good Nelson games, And this is one of those games where at the end of it, all hope is going to essentially look lost, and we are going to come through with the clutch for the win. I know that's a bit of a spoiler, but trust me, it's a pretty good clutch. Anyway, toward the northeastern side of the map, we have what looks to be a cruiser and a battleship pushing into that northeastern corner. It's actually two cruisers who are right on top of each other. Now you can see they're separating, and a battleship. And they're going behind that ring of islands up there, putting themselves in a position where they're essentially trapped between those islands and the map border. And if you think to yourself that's not going to work out well, then you are correct. Some enemy ships are going to push up toward them. I think they're going to catch them in a crossfire, and things aren't going to work out well up there. They're going to work out about as well as they're working out for the friendly Gneisenau, 8.8 kilometers in front of me. He's reversing away from an island under fire from pretty much every enemy that's on this side of the map that has access to hit him, and an enemy Scharnhorst is moving in. Now, the Gneisenau has launched his torpedoes, which I assume was his goal and the reason he is where he is. He hits the Scharnhorst with only one torpedo before the enemy Helena takes him down and gets the first blood medal. So there's a friendly battleship off the board immediately within the first couple of minutes of the match, which, we're not off to a great start. Scharnhorst, though, finds himself in sort of the same situation as that enemy Gneisenau. He's under fire from all sides. I was kind of hoping he would turn into the friendly Sinop over there to the left, but he's not going to do that. So I do take a shot of AP at his bow. Results are mediocre. Colorado out there looks like my next target, or maybe, we're going to pause to do a magic trick. A Leander appears from inside of a smoke screen, and the Nelson, with its 9 magic wands, is going to wave them ferociously. Here we go. The gesture has been performed, and just like that, the Leander disappears back inside of the smoke screen, taking out an enemy cruiser for our first kill of the game. Total deletion, devastating strike, Citadel, all that good stuff. Now we're moving in behind this island as a red ship moves into the Alpha Cap, taking it seemingly unopposed by the cluster of black hole spuds up there in the northeastern corner, the two cruisers and the battleship. It seems like they're in a position where they can't really see all of the ships that are over there, and I assume they're taking fire from those ships that are grayed out inside the Bravo Cap and that other cruiser around that island there. They're not going to last long, and evidently they are not resetting the enemy ship in the Alpha Cap, even though he's spotted, which frankly is inexcusable. I don't know how he managed to take that cap, but he did, and now the enemy has a 2-cap lead over us, despite the fact that we are ahead on points. That is going to change very quickly. Luckily, the enemy destroyer is in this Charlie Cap with our friendly destroyer, and things aren't going to work out super well for him. Here I make a mistake. I didn't really think the Colorado was going to get around the island and be exactly where he was at exactly this time, so I was giving him a flat broadside, now angling up. Demonstrating the reason that I love the Nelson so much is because it rewards good armor angling and punishes poor angling severely when you are facing battleships with 15 and 16-inch guns. This Colorado, though, seems to know where to shoot. He hits me right in the 25mm plating along the bow, but because I'm angled, he doesn't have access to my citadel, and so he only does armor-piercing penetration damage, a lot of which I am able to heal with the Nelson Super Heal. Colorado, though, is turned in toward me. If he does know where to shoot at the Nelson, then congratulations for him, but I suspect he might not realize that I can overmatch his bow just like he can overmatch mine. Or maybe that's all irrelevant because he's turning broadside now. Taking a shot again with the armor piercing, this one is nearly going to delete him for 13,000 damage. He does take out one of my turrets, but does minimal damage to me on the angled side of my ship. I think maybe some of his shells again penetrated the bow. Did seem like he knew where to shoot, and, you know, congratulations on him. But the friendly Bayern, who is going to be very helpful throughout the rest of this match, does end up getting the kill. That just leaves a Helena on this side of the map for us to deal with. And our destroyer does succeed in taking the Charlie Cap. Our goal right now is to turn around, deal with this Helena, dispatch him as quickly as possible, and then get to the other side of the map to deal with the remaining red ships. We've got a single battleship left alive there in that Alpha Cap. He's surrounded by everybody who is not the Helena, and he's not going to last for much longer. There's over 7 minutes, just under 8 minutes left to go in this match. So we need to dispense with the Helena as quickly as possible and then move up to deal with the rest of the ships. Probably by the time we get there, the cap circles are going to be irrelevant. The enemy team does have a points lead that has only grown now after they sunk the blue battleship in the Alpha Cap, and they're going to continue to build on that points lead by virtue of holding the majority of the capture circles. That's unfortunate. But we can only deal with the cards that we've been dealt, so we're going to deal with this Helena, and then we're going to push up and deal with the remaining battleships. The friendly destroyer left alive on our team, you would think, gives us a distinct advantage in terms of being able to win this game. He's headed toward the cap circles, but he's behind an island, and he's not spotting any of the enemies, which I don't actually think is going to come back to bite him, but might. We take a shot there at the Helena. We're unlucky to not citadel him and delete him outright, but the Bayern finishes him off for a close quarters expert medal. So congratulations to you, Bayern, for your next kill of the game. He's actually going to end up second on the leaderboard with a Kraken Unleashed, so he does a very good job. And he did ping me. He's a member of T-Bull's Discord server to say good game after this, so, you know, back at you. Good game to you. Hatsuharu, on the other hand, he's between two islands. He's got two of the battleships spotted, and he is going to launch torpedoes at one of them, but I think they are going to miss. And we have a lot of ground to make up right now. One of the strengths of HMS Nelson is definitely not its top speed. It's a pretty slow battleship, so it is going to take a while before we are in range, but we're getting close now. Hatsuharu has launched torpedoes at the enemy Scharnhorst off there to the left. They aren't going to hit, and the Hatsuharu is reversing behind an island. And this is where things really start to look hopeless. The Hatsuharu loses spot of the Scharnhorst. I think the friendly Bayern, who's sailing off there toward the right of the screen is going to reacquire him, which is nice. But now the Hatsuharu, I assume he's probably looking at the score. He's seeing the points lead that the enemy has, and he's figuring he has to do something. It's true, we do have to sink these ships if we want to win. At this point, that seems like the only path toward victory. But he's going to pull one of those inadvisable moves that I see destroyers pulling, which is to attempt to suicide torpedo a battleship, in this case the Scharnhorst, who's behind that island, and it's not going to work out well for him. Meanwhile, we've got a Gneisenau who can overmatch our armor, so we are going to have to present an angle toward him, and we've switched to the Nelson's excellent high explosive. So hopefully we're going to be able to deal some good damage to this Gneisenau, and ideally light some fires. That salvo is very underwhelming, and now the Hatsuharu is dead. That leaves a Dallas, Gneisenau, and Scharnhorst. Dallas is on fairly low health. We might want to consider shooting at him and taking him out. He'll be an easy kill. Actually, we don't have to because the Bayern gets him. And the Gneisenau is headed right toward the Bayern now. I'm sort of blocked off from the Scharnhorst because of this island, and I am reversing to help the Bayern focus down this Gneisenau. Still have the HE loaded. One of the great things about this HE, aside from its ridiculous alpha strike and excellent fire chance, is the fact that the splash damage that the HE shells cause are very good at destroying modules like torpedo tubes on the Gneisenau. Now, we don't get that on that shot, but we do light a double fire and do a fair amount of damage to that Gneisenau. We force him to burn his damage control, and now we want to shoot at him again with the HE in the hopes of lighting another fire that he is not going to be able to extinguish for quite a while. Meanwhile, the Scharnhorst is moving in, and I'm kind of in not a fantastic position where I can't really shoot at either of these ships, both of whom are shooting at the Bayern, who is getting to be on perilously low health, although he is going to survive the encounter, which is a testament to his own skill. Gneisenau's closing in on him. I want to get one last shot on the Gneisenau, hopefully light a fire, which between the fire and the Bayern shooting at him should be enough to take him down, at least I hope. Then I can focus on the Scharnhorst. And there we destroy both of his torpedo tubes permanently. And again, that is one of the nice things about this British high explosive. He did get torpedoes launched, though, at the Bayern, although I don't think they're going to hit the Bayern, and the Bayern is going to take out the Gneisenau for his Kraken Unleashed. That just leaves the Scharnhorst, who is on essentially full health, and all he needs to do to win this game is not die. It is incumbent on us at this point right now to finish him off if we want to win. Now, I've reversed behind the island and lost sight of the Scharnhorst. The Bayern is still spotting him. There are less than 2 minutes left to go in the game. The Bayern furiously pinging the Scharnhorst. Obviously, I'm aware that we need to take him down in order to win. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, hopefully I can ram him, because I'm not sure I can finish him off in the time remaining with just my guns. So I'm charging forth. Obviously, I know he has torpedoes. I'm aware of this, but his attention is captured by the Bayern. He's shooting at him, which hopefully means he's not paying too much attention to how he launches his torpedoes. We hit him really hard there with the HE, get the Confederate medal. We've already got the high caliber, and we're hoping to take out his torpedo tubes like we did with the Gneisenau's before he launches them. So we kind of aim at the torpedo tubes. We don't hit them, but we do get another fire. And I assume he's already launched his torpedoes now, so anticipating that, I make a turn hard to starboard, and there are the torpedoes spotted. They are not going to hit us. HE, though, never lets me down in the Nelson. It's just outrageous. You might actually say it's overpowered, but the ship itself is not overpowered. It's too well balanced with the armor scheme that requires you to angle so well against battleships with 15 and 16-inch guns. Luckily for us, the Scharnhorst is not one of those. So, since he's launched his torpedoes, we are able to quite effectively brawl with him with our HE, and we take him down, clutching the win. So, pretty good game on my part there, I think. Pretty interesting, entertaining with the clutch there. And excellent job to that Bayern with the Kraken Unleashed, who is number 2 on the leaderboard. Thank you for your support, sir. Together, we carried that game and won it for our team. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.